Hello everyone, welcome back. Today also we'll be doing with chapter 5 agriculture. Okay, so we'll be continuing with the rest of the topics which we have not covered. Okay, so today we'll be dealing with commercial farming. Okay, so when we say commercial farming, it means both growing crops as well as rearing cattle for selling it in the market. For example, okay, you grow crops and you sell the crops, okay, to the market, or else you rear animals, okay, and in return you give meat as well as milk to the market. Okay, and for this type of farming, it can be done both in intensive as well as extensive type of farming. Okay, and also the owner of this farm has to invest a lot of money so that he could be able to procure machineries. He would be able to procure fertilizers for his crop as well as buy fodder for his animals. Okay, and in return he has to invest this amount of money so that he will be able to get back whatever he has invested on. He would be able to get the double of money from investing on this kind of products. Okay, and in this type of farming, it is done mostly in large areas, and also machines are used at large, okay, such as tractors, okay, while plowing the fields, as well as you have other machines while harvesting the crops as well. Clear? And this is found in regions of North America, which are called as Bayaris. Okay, it is known as Pampas in South America, and it is known as Steppes in Eurasia. Okay, so these are the different types of name given to the commercial farming. Okay, next we have the extensive farming. Okay, so in this type of farming, we have a huge land area where crops are being cultivated. Okay, when we look into intensive farming, it was done near populated areas, okay, and the land holdings were also small. But in this extensive farming, okay, it is cultivated, these kind of crops are cultivated away from the cities and towns. Okay, these are cultivated away from the cities and towns, and the land area is also very large. Okay, and they use machines to do the work. Okay, they use machines to cultivate as well as to sow the seeds. Okay, and also 2 or 3 commercial crops are grown in these regions, like maize and wheat. Okay, these are harvested so that it would be sent off in the market and it would be sold in the market. Okay, moving on, we have the mixed farming. Okay, in this type of farming, both animals as well as crops are being grown. Okay, and it is on a large land. Okay, but what happens here is they will grow the crops as well as they will grow the food of the animals as well, so that they will be able to feed the animals as well as they will get profit from the crops they sow. Okay, so they do cultivation, okay, for themselves as well as to feed the animals that they are rearing. Okay, and this in turn provides meat and milk, and these animals in turn provides milk and meat to the owner, okay, which can also be sold in the market, and or he can also use it for himself. Okay, so it is mostly practiced in regions of Europe, okay, Eastern USA, okay, and Argentina, Southeast Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. Okay, so the farmers also follow a pattern of crop rotation. Means they will not cultivate only rice in one area. Okay, you can see in this picture they are growing spinach as well as spring onions together. Here they are cultivating 2 or 3 crops at a time. That is known as crop rotation. Here it is not only one crop that is grown, but it is 2 or 3 crops growing together at the same time in the same field. Okay, that is called as crop rotation, which is also practiced in this type of farming. Okay, moving on. Okay, moving on, we have the plantation farming. Okay, so plantation farming is mostly used for commercial purposes, for selling it off in the markets. Okay, it was first introduced in Europe. Okay, introduced by European countries in the tropical and subtropical region. Okay, these farms can also be called as estates. Okay, where you have the farm as well as you have the house near the farm. Okay, that is called as an estate. Okay, and also scientific method and cheap labors are being used. When we say cheap labors, means paying less amount of money to the people who are working in the field. Okay, and also mostly single crops, okay, are grown. Crops like, okay, they also invest a huge amount of money in this kind of plantation, and also they grow single crops like tea, okay, tea, coffee, sugarcane, and bananas. Okay, you can just see in the picture. The first picture is tea cultivation, second is coffee plantation, third is sugarcane, and the last one is the banana cultivation. Okay, and also cotton and also, okay, cotton and spices are also grown in this type of plantation farming or agriculture. Okay, and after which they are taken to industries so that they will be able to process it and bake it and then send it to the market. Okay, so industries also play a very important role for this plantation. Okay, and you will find the cultivation of rubber, okay, in Malaysia. Okay, and you will find coffee plantation in Brazil, and also you will find tea cultivation in India, and lastly you will find banana cultivation in the West Indies. Okay, so these are the various type of plantation which can be found in different parts of the world. Okay, moving on, we have the dairy farming. Okay, this was also, okay, this development of dairy farming was introduced as well as it was developed in the European countries and established in Europe. Okay, how did it flourish in Europe? Because Europe has a very suitable climatic condition, okay, as well as they have natural pastures, okay, the land area which is there for grazing. Okay, they have a natural pasture for animals, because of which they are very much profitable in this dairy farming. Okay, and cattle is rare, okay, near big cities. Okay, and they are near big cities in order to meet the demands of the people living in the cities. Okay, and also dairy farming needs a lot of labor. Okay, needs a lot of labor, so they have to be near a city or a town. Okay, and also huge capital is invested. Okay, and this farming is also very much appropriate because it helps in producing milk and dairy products such as cheese, such as other form of butter. Okay, clear? All this is helpful, okay, for our day-to-day needs. Okay, so these are the different types of plantation or agriculture which are practiced all around the world. Okay, today we have learned about commercial farming, where both cattle as well as crops are grown together for commercial benefit. Okay, crops for selling it in the market, meat and milk for selling it off in the market. Okay, this all comes under commercial farming. Okay, in extensive farming, okay, we saw that cultivation is done away from the population and it is very large. Okay, cultivation is done on a very large scale. It is done only by machines. Okay, and next we studied about mixed farming. Okay, where both animals and plants are reared as well as cultivated, and also they only not cultivate for commercial purposes, but they cultivate as fodder for the animals, as food for the animals as well. Okay, they also practice crop rotation. Okay, they don't cultivate only one crops at a time, but they cultivate 2-3 crops at a time. And next we have the plantation agriculture. Okay, this type of agriculture is practiced only one crop at a time. They cultivate only one crop at a time, such as tea, coffee, bananas, okay, and rubber. Okay, these are found. And lastly we discuss about dairy farming, where cows are reared at a very large level near the city because it is labor intense. They need a huge amount of labors, and they need to invest a huge amount of money, okay, so that they will be able to generate more income as well. Okay, and milk plays a very crucial role in our day-to-day life, and so in order not to waste huge amount of money in exportation, they are reared near the city. Okay, and with this, okay, we come to the end of this chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.